Welcome to Gossip Guide, your ultimate source for anything celebrities. Please subscribe and click the bell button for insights if you are new to my channel. Bella Thorne, child star turned Hollywood wildcard, entrepreneur, singer, director, and for a time, a proud voice in the LGBTQ+ community. But today, people still ask the same question. Was she ever really gay, or was it all just for attention? It's a loaded question, one that speaks less about Bella herself, and more about how society still misunderstands queerness, especially when it comes from someone who breaks the rules. At the height of her fame, Bella was unpredictable, bold, and loud. She wasn't afraid to talk about mental health, body image, or her sexuality. In interviews and on social media, she called herself gay. Not bi, not questioning, gay, and for a lot of young queer fans, that was powerful. Here was someone in the spotlight, tattoos, glitter, messy hair, screaming her truth to millions. She wasn't polished, she wasn't rehearsed, she was real, and for once, it felt like Hollywood was finally embracing someone who didn't fit the mold. But with that visibility came criticism. Some accused her of using queerness as a brand. Others said she was exploiting the LGBTQ+ label for attention, or to seem edgy. The truth, Bella was navigating something real. But she was doing it in public, in front of millions who were ready to tear her down. As a self-identified lesbian, Bella faced backlash not just from the outside world, but from inside the queer community too. People questioned her every move. Why is she dating men? Why does she dress like that? Why can't she just pick a side? But that's the thing, sexuality isn't always black and white. And identity, especially for young queer women in the spotlight, is rarely linear. Bella talked about how hard it was to be taken seriously. How she felt dismissed, fetishized, and invalidated. Every relationship she had was put under a microscope. And when she opened up about being polyamorous, about loving people regardless of gender, things only got more complicated. Then came the bombshell. Bella Thorne marries a man. The internet lost it. Comments flooded in. She lied. She was never really gay. She used us. Mocking the LGBTQ+ community. For some, it felt like betrayal. For others, confirmation of every doubt they'd had. But here's the thing people forget. Queerness isn't about who you marry, it's about who you are. Bella marrying a man doesn't erase her love for women. It doesn't make her past relationships less real. It doesn't cancel her queerness. Still, the backlash hurt deeply. In private, Bella shared how painful it was to be celebrated one moment and canceled the next. How hard it was to explore her identity while also trying to build a career, manage fame, and just be. She felt damned if she did, damned if she didn't. If she talked about being a lesbian, she was accused of faking it. If she dated a man, she was accused of lying. If she stayed silent, people made up their own story. So what's the truth? The truth is that Bella Thorne's journey reflects a much bigger problem, how the world still clings to rigid definitions of queerness. How we celebrate someone for coming out, only to turn on them when they don't live out that identity the way we expect. In the LGBTQ+ community, we talk about fluidity, but we don't always accept it. We want our icons to be perfect, consistent, and easy to categorize. But real people aren't like that. Bella isn't like that, and maybe that's the point. She made mistakes. She confused people. She wasn't always clear, but she was honest. And in a world where people still hide, lie, and perform to survive, honesty, even messy honesty, is brave. So, was Bella Thorne ever really gay? The better question is, why do we still demand proof of queerness? Why does a woman's marriage to a man make people forget everything that came before? Why are we so quick to tear down someone who's simply living a complex, evolving life? Bella's story isn't perfect, but it's real, it's painful, it's layered. And it's the story of so many people in the queer community who've been told they're not queer enough, too confusing, or faking it. Her marriage to a man doesn't erase her past. It doesn't erase the girls she loved, the identity she claimed, the community she tried to be part of. It just means she chose someone who made her happy. At the end of the day, being LGBTQ+ isn't about being palatable. It's not about who you end up with, it's about who you are. Bella Thorne was a lesbian. Maybe she still is. Maybe she isn't. Maybe she was always somewhere in between. And maybe that's okay.